Hello, everybody. It is Blind Metal Gamer here with you once again, and it is time for another. Um, I'm gonna call this a live rant because I am, um, keep in mind, not angry at the circumstances of the rant. I'll get into that in a little bit. But what I am pissed about is this sick son of a bitch, Ian Watkins, who was a pedophile who totally victimized small kids, didn't get this soon enough. You see, what happened today, October 11th, 2025, is something where karma caught up with Ian Watkins. You see, for those of you who do not know, Ian Watkins was the frontman of the band Lost Prophets. And the band had many hits, Shinobi vs. Dragon Ninja, Rooftops, a lot of others. I didn't get into their music. I heard Shinobi vs. Dragon Ninja through Tough Enough 3, I believe it was, on it. Ugh. On MTV, but that's not why we're here. We're not here to glorify the man. I'm going to talk about what the sick bastard did. Basically, he took advantage of small kids, man. That ain't cool. I'm telling you right now, that's the one thing I hate more than anything is a damn pedo. That's what this sick pervert was. Well, guess what, boys? In 2012, our boy Ian got caught, boom, by the police, and he got sent to Wakefield HMP in England for a very lengthy prison sentence. And today, that has came to an end with him being unalived via a incident, I'll just call it, in the prison where they basically stabbed him, and he bled out from the jugular. I'm not going to pull punches. So basically, yeah, he got unalived, killed today while in prison this morning. The investigation is still ongoing. But you're probably wondering, Blind Metal Gamer, why are you talking about this? He was a sick piece of shit. He was a pedo. I'm talking about it because now the sick bastard won't be able to pose any threats to kids. And this makes me happy because the one thing I hate more than anything is this pedo, which is the scum of the earth. And Ian Watkins, you got what you deserve, pal. You got what you deserve because now you're probably going to be in a place of eternal torment and damnation. I say probably because it's not my place to judge, and I'm not a judgmental person. That's up to our God Almighty or whatever God you believed in, Ian Watkins, to judge you, pal. But you know what? The God I believe in, I think I know where He would put you, big boy. But let me tell you something. I'm actually quite glad in a way that this happened because now kids are not going to have to worry about that threat of him using the front of his band, which does not even exist. The members of the band formed a new band immediately when he got convicted and all the pled guilty and all this. They said, we're out. They formed a new band, got a new singer, and moved on. Yes, Ryan Tab. But yeah, he did that, and now today he got his punishment, as I'll call it. So yeah, I'm actually quite glad about this. And I know, yeah, this is a sensitive topic. That's why I'm trying to keep the descriptives to a minimum. And I described what happened, but I'm not going to go into in-depth detail. But you know, I'm glad he got what he deserved because now all these other kids won't have to put up with him being a threat to their lives or their safety. But that just goes to show you. It's an example of that's why you don't do that shit in life. Because you'll pay the ultimate price for it. Now, I have no sympathy for Ian Watkins because he was a sick, evil person. He was sick, he was demented, he was depraved, and you know what? Like I said, he got just what he deserved, and now he's getting what he deserved in the afterlife, baby. He's getting it right now as we speak. So, hey, viewer, what's up? So yeah, Ryan Tab, I'm actually blind. That's legit. But yeah, that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about this. Now, my thoughts on it are, yeah, I'm actually glad that he got what he got because it sickens me that he was doing so well, and then that came out, right? And no, I'm not a Lost Prophets fan, and I never was. It sickens me because he was just a sick man. But it goes to show you, anybody can be that way. That is a perfect example. Anybody, the school teacher, the whoever, can be that way, and you never know. So I think that, again, to Ian's family, I do want to send my condolences to his family because I'm sure this is just crushing them. Because who doesn't, want to see the family member pass? You know. So condolences to his family. But Ian Watkins, man, to you and all your little supporters, you know where you're going to end up going. You know. I don't got to say it here on this platform. You know where you're going to go, and you know where your little supporters are going to go, who probably supported your sick, twisted acts and supported your sick, twisted, depraved acts. And hey, Mustafa, bye, bye, bud, bye, bud. Hey, viewers. So yeah, Ian Watkins was a sick individual. I'm glad that he's gone. And, that just goes to show anybody can be that way. So, to all the younger YouTubers that might be watching this, I know that this is not kid friendly, but I want to give a little bit of advice to all you younger folks that are watching, um, that could be watching, or parents who could be watching. It's always important to be safe and make sure that, you're safe online, always guard your personal info, all stuff like that, because you never know. You never know. So, Um, I do want to give a shout out to. Actually, I have no shout outs for this. But like I said, Ian Watkins, you were a sick person, and I hope you're getting what you deserve, man. Because that really, really shows that karma does exist. Karma got him in the end because he now is gone, he's done, and he's no longer a threat, which is a good thing. That's a very good thing. But to the people that got him, hey, karma, man, karma got him. And that's why I always say, watch what you say and do on the internet. Because you never know. Karma will get you, and it'll get you in the most unexpected ways. Sorry, Joe. Yeah, we had to get rid of him. So I'm going to end it real quick. Hey, Brandon Gutierrez, what's up? Yeah, I'm talking about the death of that douchebag Ian Watkins. So, yeah, he's dead. He was 48. Now, as far as like I said, they're still investigating and all of that. So there's that going on. And again, this was breaking news. I want to give a shout out to Rockfeed, actually, where I got this from. And I do want to say real quick before I close out, if there are any children out there who are being victimized in that way by anyone. Don't be afraid to reach out to your family, to your pastor, to your teachers, principals, counselors to get the appropriate help that you need, because you can get help and get through this. And to all the sick pieces of shit that want to be like this, that want to be like this scumbag, Ian Watkins, to hell with all of you. Because you know what? You know what you're doing is wrong. You know what you're doing is not appropriate. And you know that you are affecting these kids' lives. So if there's any stupid dummies that's dumb enough to engage in that crap, I hope that you get what you deserve, because you're going to deserve every bit of what you get, and you're going to deserve every bit that comes your way. So to the kids out there that have to endure this crap, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to get the help you need. Don't be afraid to speak up and be a good self advocate and say, hey, so and so is being a jerk and doing inappropriate things. Let's get them, let's get this done. And to those who are doing this sick shit, I hope that karma or God or whatever you believe in comes back and bites you in the ass, because you know what? You all deserve it. So I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna wrap up by saying, again, this is a reminder, a very, very poignant reminder. You never know, and to anyone who is affected by this, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to say, hey, something's going on. There's stuff going on that and get the help you need, because it's out there. And to those sickos that are involved in this shit, there's a special place in hell reserved just for you, brothers and sisters. And believe me, when you get there, it's going to be real hot and not very pleasant. This has been Blind Metal Gamer saying, real quick before I go, for future live rambles, the chat will be turned off. Just letting you all know, there will be no more chats during live rambles so I can focus. So to all of you who are on tonight, thank you. And I want to say thank you to everybody who I want to say thank you to everybody who watched out tonight. And to those who will watch on demand, I want to say thank you. So if you like what you hear and you want more, be sure to subscribe. And also don't forget, when I do future rambles, the chat will be turned off. So that is something to consider. So with that being said, my final words, Ian Watkins. Ian Watkins, dead at 48 due to being killed in prison today during an attack that he did not survive. So I want to end by saying this, Ian Watkins, you got just what you deserved. And to anyone out there sick enough to do this crap, eventually your day is coming and you're going to get what you deserve too. And believe me, you won't like it. And to those who are unfortunately victims of this, again, do not be afraid to reach out and get help. It is out there. And do not be afraid to speak up and, you know, get the help you need and get these creepies off the streets. So that being said, I have been Blind Metal Gamer, saying so long, stay warm, stay safe, and peace out.